My beloved child, how long have you waited with tear-streaked cheeks, whispering prayers into the night that seemed to disappear into the ceiling? How many mornings have you awoken with a heavy heart, still no clearer answer than the day before? You wonder if I hear you. You wonder if I've turned away. You fear that perhaps your voice is lost among the multitudes. I tell you now, listen closely. I am not absent. I am not ignoring you. I am moving even in the silence. There are seasons where my voice may not thunder, where the heavens do not split with lightning, and where visions do not come in dreams. But these seasons are not void of me. In fact, they are soaked in my presence in ways you have yet to fully see. The silence you perceive is not abandonment. It is the sound of me working deeply, quietly, and with eternal precision in the fabric of your soul. You have walked many years on this earth. You have known joy and sorrow, clarity and confusion. In your youth, perhaps you expected answers quickly. You called out and sometimes felt my hand swiftly. But in this season of your life, I am calling you to something deeper than answers. I am calling you to trust. Not the shallow trust of a moment, but the weathered trust of a lifetime, the kind that knows even when you do not see, I still lead. When heaven feels quiet, I am closer than you can imagine. I dwell in your breath, in your heartbeat, in every tear that falls when no one is watching. I see the moments when you sit quietly, staring out of the window, remembering what was and unsure of what will be. I see how your body may grow slower, but your spirit still cries out for meaning. And I want you to know, your life is not winding down. It is ripening. The silence is sacred because it strips away the noise that distracts you. It draws you into the inner sanctuary, where only you and I dwell. In the silence, you learn to listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. You begin to hear the rhythm of my voice woven into everyday moments, the creak of the rocking chair, the whisper of the breeze, the quiet murmur of your heart in prayer. You might say, "But Lord, I need answers. I need direction. I need comfort." And my child, I say back to you, what if the comfort is in the knowing that I am already here? What if the direction is not in a loud command, but in the quiet nudging of peace that settles when you let go? I am speaking, always. But I speak not only in thunder, I speak in stillness. You are not being punished by the silence. You are being prepared to see me in ways you never have before, prepared to walk by faith, not sight, prepared to understand that my greatest works are often done in secret, like the roots of a mighty tree growing beneath the earth before it ever breaks through the surface. When you were younger, you may have measured my activity by results, but now, I invite you to measure my presence by relationship. I want you to know me, not just see what I do. And to truly know me is to trust that I remain even when your senses do not perceive me. I see the ache in your heart for those you've lost. I hear the longing for days that felt clearer, simpler. I know the weight of memories and the fears of what is to come. And still I say, I am not done with you. I am with you now, and I am speaking in this silence. Every breath you take is an echo of my presence. Every sunrise is my painting just for you. Every quiet moment is an invitation. Let me remind you of something sacred. My son, too, walked in silence. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he cried out and felt the weight of silence before the cross. And yet, he trusted. He obeyed. And I never left him, not for a moment. If I did not abandon him, I will surely not abandon you. Silence can feel like distance, but often it is intimacy. It means I trust you enough to draw near without theatrics. You are mature in spirit, seasoned in life, and now I speak to you not as a child who needs signs and wonders, but as a friend who knows my heart. So listen differently. Expect differently. In the silence, don't just wait for a voice. Watch for my presence. Look at how your spirit grows more patient. See how your heart softens to those around you. Feel the slow, sweet transformation of faith into wisdom. These are not small things. These are the treasures of silence. The world teaches that silence is empty. But I tell you, in my kingdom, silence is full of meaning, full of mystery, full of me. So don't rush through this season. Don't curse it. Lean into it. Let it teach you. Let it strip away the noise. Let it shape you into someone who walks not by answers but by trust. And when you do hear me again, and you will, it will not just be my voice you recognize. It will be my heart. Because in the sacred silence, you have drawn near. And I have been near all along. My child, I see you waiting. I see you pacing the same spiritual hallway, glancing toward heaven with eyes that search for a sign, a whisper, any movement at all. I see your hands folded, your voice tired from prayers repeated, your heart wondering, why haven't you answered yet, Lord? Why does everything take so long? Let me tell you plainly, delay is not denial. The waiting is not a void. It is not a mistake. It is not me withholding something good from you out of cruelty or forgetfulness. No, the waiting is my workshop. It is where I shape what you cannot yet carry. It is where I prepare blessings you're not yet ready to receive. It is where your soul grows strong enough to hold what I will one day give. You have lived long enough to know that some of the richest things in life do not come quickly. A strong marriage, deep friendships, wisdom earned through experience, healing that comes over time, all of these are fruits of patience. And so too is faith. You may think your waiting means I am silent, but I tell you, I am speaking louder than ever in this space. My silence is the sound of your roots deepening. Consider this. When a seed is planted, it disappears into the soil. For days, weeks, perhaps even months, there is no sign of life. It appears dead, but you know better. Beneath the surface, unseen and silent, life is taking root. A miracle is happening in slow motion. And so it is with you. In this waiting room, though the world sees stillness, I am planting something eternal. Some of you are waiting for healing, of your body, your family, your regrets. Some of you are waiting for purpose, wondering why I've left you on this earth after your loved ones have passed. Some of you are waiting for clarity, for a sense that your life still matters in this season of age and change. I say to you now, your wait is not wasted. I am not done writing your story. Let me teach you what trust really means. It is not just believing that I exist. It is believing that I am good even when you don't get what you want. It is surrendering your timeline for mine. It is letting go of the need to understand everything before you obey. This is the trust that pleases me most. Not the kind that says I believe when it makes sense, but the kind that says I believe even when it hurts. You see, my timing is not based on clocks and calendars, but on eternity. You may feel the urgency of time running short, but I do not. I hold time in my hand. Your years are precious to me, not because they are many or few, but because they are mine. Even now, every breath you take is one I have ordained. Every moment is woven with purpose. So do not despise the delay. Let it mold you. Let it refine you. Let it teach you how to wait with grace, not with frustration. I am not a God who rushes. I am not pressured by the expectations of man. When I act in fullness. When I speak, it is not half-formed thoughts. It is living truth. And when I fulfill my promises, they come not early, not late, but right on time. You may not know the day, but I do. You may not know the reason, but I do. And when that appointed hour comes, you will see why the waiting was necessary. Do you remember Abraham? He waited decades for the child I promised. Do you remember Moses? He wandered 40 years before entering the promised land. And even my son Jesus waited 30 years before his public ministry began. Waiting is not a curse. It is a divine rhythm that teaches you to trust, to listen, to slow down and walk at my pace. In your younger years, you may have rushed to fix things, rushed to find answers. But now I invite you to walk differently. I invite you to be still and know that I am God. I invite you to stop striving and start abiding. This waiting room is not a punishment. It is a sacred place where your faith is purified, your vision is clarified, and your heart is fortified. Some days will feel long, some nights will feel empty, but even then, I am near. I sit with you in the waiting. I count your tears. I whisper hope into your weariness, and I promise you are not forgotten. The plans I have for you are not over. If you are still breathing, then your purpose still lives. The wait may feel endless, but my answer is already on its way. And when it comes, when the door finally opens, when the silence finally breaks, you will not just receive what you asked for. You will receive me more deeply than ever before. You will look back and see that the waiting did more than just delay the blessing. It prepared you to carry it with wisdom, with peace, with unshakable joy. So trust me, even now. Even when you don't see the path. Even when you're tired. Even when the room is quiet and the answers are few. Trust that I know what I'm doing. Trust that I am always on time. And above all, trust that I love you, not for what you do or how long you've waited, but simply because you are mine. This waiting is not forever. But while you're here, let it be holy. Let it be the place where you meet me more intimately than ever before. Let it be the sacred chamber where your soul is formed in the fire of trust. My child, I know the weight of what you've carried. I see the scars life has etched into your soul, the silent pain you've borne through years of trials, the nights you've wept when no one else saw. And I tell you now, with all the love of a father whose eye never leaves you, you have not suffered in vain. The fire that surrounded you was never meant to consume you. It was sent to shape you. You may ask why hardship seems to strike so deeply in your later years, why the aches of life don't fade with time but sometimes grow louder, why the surrender you offered decades ago must now be offered again and again, in new ways. I understand the weariness. I understand how much you have given, but I also know what you are becoming. And I want you to hear this clearly. You are being refined into something eternal. Fire, to the world, looks like destruction. But to me, fire is transformation. It purifies. It strips away what cannot last so that what remains is of heaven. You've been through many fires, losses that broke you, illnesses that frightened you, betrayals that crushed your spirit. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still turning your eyes to me. That, my child, is resilience. And it did not come from your own strength. It came from surrender. Surrender is not weakness. It is the most courageous act your soul can offer me. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving in to my will, my timing, my love. When you surrender, you do not lose control. You return it to where it belongs, in my hands. And there you are safest. There you become unbreakable. There were times you thought you would not survive. There were moments you told me, Lord, I can't go on. I heard every word. I held every tear. And I whispered, yes, you can, because I am with you. And with every moment of surrender, something happened inside you. Your roots went deeper, your spirit grew stronger, and your heart beat more in rhythm with mine. That's how fire works. It tests, it stretches, but it also reveals. It shows you who you truly are when everything else falls away. And what I see in you now is not weakness but glory. I see wisdom shaped by trials. I see faith that has withstood the storm. I see a soul that has chosen me again and again, even when it was costly. You didn't always understand the path I led you on. Sometimes the pain felt cruel. Sometimes the silence was unbearable. But even then, you chose to trust. You whispered my name in the dark. You clung to hope even when it felt thin. That is what shapes a warrior of heaven. That is what makes you resilient. Not a life without pain, but a life that surrendered through it. Let me remind you, my son too was shaped by fire. He wept in Gethsemane. He bled on the cross. He knew sorrow, rejection, and death. And yet through it all, he surrendered. Not my will, but yours, he prayed. And from that surrender came resurrection. The greatest glory was born from the deepest pain. So it is with you. Every fire you've walked through has left you more like me. Every act of surrender has drawn you closer to my heart. And now, in this season of your life, when others might slow down or grow bitter, I am calling you to rise in strength. Not the strength of youth, but the strength of the Spirit. The kind that knows peace in the storm. The kind that speaks life to the hurting. The kind that endures and inspires and leads others into deeper trust. You have a testimony that no one can take from you. You have walked with me through valleys and climbed with me over mountains. You've seen my faithfulness. You've known my discipline. You've tasted my mercy. And now, I want the world to see me through you. Let the younger ones see that surrender is not the end. It's the beginning of true strength. Let them hear your story. Let them watch how you live. Let them feel your love and hear your wisdom, forged in the fires of a life fully surrendered. And to you who feel tired, who wonder if your best days are behind you, let me say this with clarity. Your most eternal work may still be ahead. The fire didn't come to end you. It came to awaken what is unshakable within you. You are not fragile. You are flame-tested. You are my vessel, carrying light into the world. Keep surrendering. Keep trusting. Keep letting me refine you. The fire will not consume you because I walk in it with you. Like I did with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I will stand beside you in the heat, and not a hair on your head will be harmed unless it brings greater glory to your soul. This season is not just about enduring. It's about rising. It's about becoming the radiant reflection of my image. When the fire is finished, you will shine like gold, pure, strong, and filled with my glory. So stand tall, even in your quiet moments. Walk with courage, even when the days are long. Your surrender is not a defeat. It is the key to your strength. And your strength, my strength in you, will carry you forward into eternity. My beloved child, do you see it now? Look back across the years, not just with your memories but with your spirit. Look beyond the moments of laughter and loss, beyond the triumphs and tragedies, and let me show you what was hidden in plain sight. I was there the entire time. I have never left you. Every thread of your life, every chapter, every detour and delay, I have woven it into something beautiful. You may have seen only broken pieces, scattered seasons, and unfulfilled hopes, but I have seen the full tapestry. And if you could see what I see, you would weep, not in sorrow, but in awe, because nothing was wasted, not one moment. You may wonder why I allowed certain paths. You may ache when you recall the pain you walked through. You may still carry questions you never found answers for. But I tell you this with my eternal voice. I was present in every detail. When your heart was breaking, I was holding it. When you felt alone, I was nearer than your breath. When you rejoiced, I danced with you. When you wept, I wept with you. You were never an orphan to me. Never. In this later season of your life, the world may call you retired, forgotten, slowed down. But I call you ripened, seasoned, wise. You are not winding down. You are coming into the fullness of what I have been shaping all along. What others overlook, I magnify. What they rush past, I cherish. Your presence on this earth still carries divine weight, because I still have purpose pulsing through you. You may not move as fast. Your days may be quieter. But your spirit is louder than ever in my ears. I hear the way you still pray, even when you don't feel strong. I see how you still love others, even when it costs you. I watch how you hold on to me, even when you don't understand. And I tell you now, you are still central to my work. You are still a radiant thread in the story I'm telling. I have been weaving your life like a master artist, using both light and shadow. And though you may only see parts of the picture, I see the whole. Nothing you've gone through was random. Every joy expanded your spirit. Every sorrow stretched your soul. Every delay taught you patience. Every loss deepened your compassion. And every single prayer you prayed, I heard it, and I wove it into your story. I know there are things you still long for. I know some dreams have gone unanswered. But even those are not in vain. Some seeds you planted in tears will bear fruit in generations you may never see. Some of the kindnesses you offered will echo through eternity. And the legacy of your faith, yes, even the quiet, stumbling, imperfect faith, is being written in the hearts of others because you chose to believe. My presence is not always loud. It does not always feel like fire or wind. But it is always here, in the stillness, in the breath, in the silence that holds more than words ever could. I do not come and go like a distant God. I dwell with you. I am within you. And I am surrounding you at every moment. Do you remember the times you almost gave up? I carried you. The nights you sat in silence, overwhelmed by grief. I was the hand on your shoulder. The times you whispered my name, not even knowing what to ask for. I was already answering in ways you didn't yet see. My child, I'm always weaving, always working, always near. There is a sacred beauty in your story that heaven celebrates. Others may only see the outside. You, now older, may be slower, may be quieter. But I see the fire that still burns. I see the depth of love that only decades can build. I see a soul that has stood the test, and I call it holy. I call it mine. When you finally enter my eternal presence, you will see it all. You will see the tapestry complete. You will understand why certain doors stayed closed and why others opened. You will see the people whose lives were changed because of you, even when you never knew it. You will see how I used your prayers like bricks to build bridges for others. And you will be in awe. But for now, trust the weaving. Trust the silence. Trust the presence you cannot always feel, but that never leaves. The days ahead are still rich with me. I am still writing, still moving, still revealing. And your part is not finished until I say it is. Rest in me. Walk with me. Listen for me. I am here. I have always been here. And I always will be.